We've been watching too much raunchy stuff. We gotta get away from that. No more adult humor.
I wasn't trying to.
All right.
Yeah.
So that means we gotta watch a nice quality children's
Quality
film.
children's film. Gooby?
Um, I mean, in a way, it's Little Bigfoot.
Huh.
It's like a small Bigfoot.
That's kind of like Gooby, actually. You're not. That is like as close to Gooby as we could without going over. That's the secret.
Yeah.
It's not that, okay. So the secret is Bigfoot. Everybody has been looking for Bigfoot and they've been looking for an ape. And they're wrong. If they looked for a dog, we'd have found him already.
Making a lot of sense.
Dogs. They're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
Hey, they're the dog people, aren't they?
We are going on a real family vacation. I'm gonna start packing.
It started as a simple family retreat
Oh, it's great. I just love it.
when four city slickers set out to find their summer paradise.
Holy Toledo.
But the wilderness is full of surprises,
Did you hear that?
and they're about to uncover something
Look.
a little unusual.
I saw one. A little one. A little Bigfoot.
Have a rifle to every man on my payroll.
They're gonna get little Bigfoot and they're gonna kill him. We have to do something. Peyton, I'm scared.
Join Ross Mallinger of Sleepless in Seattle and Kindergarten Cop, newest sensation Caitlin Barrett, and the furriest little legend of the wilds, Little Bigfoot. A world of adventure awaits you.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is Rough Cuts. I am Boix. This is my co-host Ilion.
Hello.
This is a podcast where we watch movies with dogs in them and then rate the dogs at the end, saving you the effort of not having to watch that film in order to know if it has good boys or not.
Correct.
This is a public service that is funded by public efforts, technically.
I mean, yes. Yeah, we do have a Patreon. If you could give to our Patreon, it'd mean a lot.
And that means that you technically paid to listen to us talk about this. So today we're watching Little Bigfoot. We've been watching too many adult films lately. We need to watch a nice quality child, oriented kids film with dogs. It has dead dads. It has cops. It's got people almost getting hit by a car. It's got all the important stuff.
Have no bad humor. There's no drinking. There's no crime. There's no balls or jerking it or anything like that at all. There's no piss caves. It's all good, clean fun. You nasty.
You can't just jerk it. Oh, fuck!
Why do they keep doing this?
Holy fuck. There's no cussing.
There is oh my god. So
No.
should we mention that right away? At the end of this film, we were watching this movie, and the kids go into this cabin at one point, and they're like, "Oh man, this place sucks." And the mom goes, "Don't use any bad language." And you're like, "What? Why?
What language
What
did he
the
use
fuck
that
are
was
they
bad?
talking about?" And me, having grown up with a very repressive family in some ways, was like, "No, I've known people like this." And at the end, we immediately realized why it was like this when the final line of the credits is dedicated to the Supreme Being.
Mom, this place sucks.
Yeah, it bites.
Hey, you two boys, you watch your language.
But I like to imagine that is not a Christian thing.
No, it's a
and
hippie
instead,
dippy thing.
Because there were so many references to X-Files in this movie
Yes.
that I'm thinking it's an alien.
It might be.
The truth is out there, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They know it, and that's why they put that at the end of their credits sequence.
Yeah, my mom wasn't exactly like this, but there were other people that were like, the real, like, hardcore granola parents are like, don't use stupid. That's a bad word. Don't say sucks. Like, I definitely knew parents that were like that, and they would definitely be like, the Supreme Being, thank you for letting us make this movie.
God. What this reminds me of the most, actually, there was this might have been on Penn and Teller's bullshit before they went way off.
Sure.
But there was a documentary about swearing, quote unquote documentary, and there's this lady who's going around saying, "Look, when I get mad at people on the road, I don't give them the finger.
Oh no!
All right, I give them the whole turkey." With like one hand.
Let me describe that Boyks is now holding one hand in a fist and another hand next to it, like spread out like a children's Thanksgiving drawing,
like a Thanksgiving hand drawing, But the intent is still the middle finger.
It's still the middle finger.
Even if you do the whole turkey, it's still the bird.
Correct. It's the same people that say, like,
so
they do fuck, but then they, like, star out the U, and it's like, I know what that means, though. Like, that's not any different.
Yeah. You can say fuck, but you can't say heck. Right?
Yeah, well, whoa, hey, we're gonna get
I'm
this podcast
sorry.
taken down.
Ooh, my bad, yeah.
Hey, you two boys, you watch your language.
I do want to say, hey, as a total aside, Penn Jillette has had a small redemption arc, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had, because he went full libertarian, and then he went, I saw an interview with him, and I was like, wait, did Penn Jillette get redemption? And he was like, I called myself a libertarian, and everybody was always like, people just use that as a label for, I want to be an asshole and not have any consequences, and I always said they were dickheads and didn't know what they were talking about. And now I've spent a lot of time around libertarians, and I think they're right.
No, that's correct.
That was pretty much the exact quote. And I'm like, holy shit, Penn Jillette maybe, self-reflecting and realizing.
Yeah, I think...
that's kind of cool.
Hopefully. But, so, before anybody gets on our case, we are a dog movie podcast. This movie is called Little Bigfoot. And don't worry, there is a dog.
There
and it's on the cover.
Dogs. There are 4 dogs in this movie that I can count.
Yes, I also count 4 dogs.
I count 4 dogs. There are 4
I had to
dogs.
think about it.
As the voice of reason that constantly tells Boyks that he is not allowed to call Munchie a fucking dog, but he does it anyways and keeps picking this bullshit.
Munchie's a dog. We've already had an episode about this.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I just want everyone to know, we've had this confirmed. We've seen a documentary before. It's called Dogman and Dogman 2. There's 2 documentaries.
There were dogs in those movies, yeah.
Bigfoot's a dog, it's known. That's why no one finds him. Everyone looks for apes. They need to look for dogs. They're fucked up. They don't get it. They don't get it, man. It's out there. The truth is there.
See, it's real simple. First you get a guy with an eye patch who looks like Snake Plissken. Then you get a mullet man. And then you get a guy who's really into touching his balls.
That's your trifecta of how you start every good movie.
And that's how you start finding a dog.
That's how you
in the woods.
In the woods.
So, this movie, I think this might be a little hard to describe, actually, the more I'm thinking about it, because there's a lot of, like, individual scenes.
Yes.
The general joke, like, we can very easily say this is like an E.T. movie.
Yeah.
Or like a Mac and Me, or those type of, like we found a little guy in the woods, and now he's our pet or friend or whatever, and we need him to leave because there's people going after him.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're trying to do, although I will say really quickly, they basically never have little Bigfoot around these kids, like, ever.
No.
He does, like, zero connecting with these
little
children.
Bigfoot's usually pissing in the cave.
Yeah,
it doesn't have time.
He's just cave pissing with his mom.
This is where Bigfoot's piss. It's well known.
There's a really weird cave that they are in that just has this constant, like somebody hitting a urinal sound in it the whole time. That's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like if you took those movies, though, and then mashed them up with Fern Gully and Captain Planet.
Yes. Yeah, it's way more of the Captain Planet Fern Gully than it is the Little Bigfoot side of things. It's very strange because, like, you expected, I certainly expected there to be like, oh, okay, well, the kids are on vacation. They got to hide little Bigfoot from their mom, right? Like, you got to have like those scenes.
It's got to be the can we keep him?
Yes, they're gonna dress him up in like, oh, we got to dress him up in funny costumes so that nobody knows who he is, like that kind of shit. They don't do any of that. Little Bigfoot is just like wandering in the woods, totally disconnected from the kids. He's probably with the kids in 5 minutes of movie?
Maybe less. You say wandering in the woods, what you mean is galloping in the woods.
Yeah, okay. Hop skipping, yeah.
Like a Monty Python galloping with coconuts in the woods. Yeah, because I don't know why they decided that was the way that Bigfoot moved.
I know. I know why.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a hand raised?
There's a hand raised.
Oh, yeah. Ilion.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
It's because the suit's real fucked up. The actor
that makes
couldn't
sense.
really move any other way.
That makes sense. That's why the mama Bigfoot kept falling over.
Yeah, the mom Bigfoot is just like constantly stumbling around. Like these costumes are. We'll put up an image for the front of it. The costumes are incredible.
Hey, pass it here,
God,
come on, man.
What still image do I need to go with? Do I need to go with little Bigfoot with the blunt? Do I go with little Bigfoot with doing in the trap? Like what are we going with?
Little Bigfoot jorking it? I don't. What is it? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the setup. What the film is about.
Yes.
So you already kind of know where this is going. It's also a '90s movie, which was surprising.
A late 90s movie is the really surprising thing. If you told me this was 91, I'd be like, okay, sure.
E.T.'s still like a thing, I guess.
It still feels like it's more 80s, but I guess that, like, yeah, sure, early 90s. This is late 90s. This is like 97, 98 or something. It's fucking weird. This is that late.
But the movie opens up with Snake Plissken logging.
God, that killed me.
And then him and his group of logging friends, Mullet Man, Aviators, who is our favorite logger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was oh God, what was his name? I had it for a second. It starts with a T. It's like truck.
Something, yeah.
Oh, I'm so mad about this. I had it,
but he's a good character.
Yes.
And then a bunch of other random goons. Mm-hmm. And they're all logging, and then they're having a conversation about, hey, maybe we should stop cutting down these baby trees because it's illegal.
Yeah, Mullet Man brings it up. He's like, hey, we're chopping down baby redwoods. What the fuck?
That's not right.
Yeah, man, we shouldn't be cutting down baby redwoods.
Hey, what's the problem?
There's no problem. We just shouldn't be cutting down protected trees.
Hey, I don't hear you guys complaining when you get your weekly paychecks.
We're not complaining.
Yeah, and we're like, damn, Mullet Man knows what's up.
I really like Mullet Man. You know Mullet Man?
That guy's going to be my favorite character in this movie.
Yeah.
I can tell.
And he's like sexy Mullet Man too. Like he's He's pretty like, yeah.
He's ready to pull out a saxophone at any moment.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, he's got the facial hair and everything.
And then they call in the boss. And the boss is like, oh yeah, you don't want to cut down fucking trees? What are you, loggers or Largos? That's the name of the company. We're Largos.
Yeah. And it's specifically Mullet Man goes to, I remembered his name, it's Turnbull. And he goes with the aviators, who he's like, hey, Turnbull, like, what do you think? And Turnbull's like, hey, man, like, and calls out the foreman. And he's like, well, you better talk to the boss, like, to Largo himself.
So they bring in Largo, and he has balls in his hand. And he's like just clacking his balls. Relaxation clacking balls. Mm-hmm. That's his thing. And every single scene he is in, regardless of if he is on screen or not.
Correct.
He is clacking them balls.
Yeah, if there's a scene where like 5 other characters are talking, but he's supposed to be nearby, you'll just constantly hear this.
Like, is that somebody's balls clacking?
It's kind of an amazing attention to detail, honestly. Like, I kind of appreciated it because it's like, man, he is just throughout this movie because you're always hearing them balls clacking.
I sure do love knowing about his balls at all times. So he basically says, oh, y'all don't want to cut down baby trees? What if I gave each of you a $1,000 bonus and you had to work overtime and you were on call at all times? Get back to work, fuckers.
Sounds great, boss.
Oh, wow, overtime and money?
Wow, I'd love
what a dream job.
What a weird payoff. And then don't say a word of this to anybody also.
So we're introduced to the fact that Largo is a scumbag, like, businessman.
Anti-environmentalist. Yeah, it's extremely...
Anti-environmentalist.
Yeah. Captain Planet ass setup, if I've ever seen one.
So then hard cuts there to the family.
Yeah.
We're introduced to the family in our dog movie, because it's a dog movie, and we wouldn't just pick a movie because it was called Little Bigfoot. Okay? Like, there are crazy rumors going around that we're just picking movies.
Well, no, there's crazy rumors that you're just picking movies. It does have a dog on the front. I will give you that. There is a dog in every poster that you gave me of this movie.
No, yes. Anyway, so we're introduced to a kid named Peyton, who's like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
His sister Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm remembering names.
God, and the older brother?
90s kid.
And I think that's
I don't remember
Peter?
his name. Okay, it's because he got a lame name.
I think it's Peter. It's definitely Peter.
And they're arguing about how RoboCop is not a doll, which is incorrect.
Yeah.
I have seen a RoboCop doll. They exist. They're not action figures. Those are dolls.
They're not... Mom, they're action figures.
Mom, they're not dolls. They're Funko Pops. They're collectible.
I got it. You can be Godzilla and smash New York. And Dolly will save us all. I don't play with dolls. Oh, yeah, you play with RoboCop. RoboCop is not a doll. He's an action figure. Dolly!
I kind of appreciate how much they write these children as children, although they're like maybe even shittier.
Annoying kids, yeah.
Oh my god, they're the fucking worst. They're so bad.
And so we're introduced to the kids. There's single mom, and she's single because dead dad.
Yup.
I think dead dad might have even been a cop.
Probably.
It's hard to remember, but probably. I could assume so.
And there's gonna be a new cop dad, so...
and then mom is like, stop watching TV. It's mom time. That's right. We're having fun pizza. And we're gonna go on vacation to the woods where it's boring and they don't have television.
Yep. Yay!
Yay! I guess. And then it hard cuts from there. So they're leaving on vacation. That's the setup. That's the whole conduit for the film, I guess.
These are all like, it's the most tropey setups for everything, right? Like Captain Planet villain, environmentalism, like them going on the vacation, all that shit.
It's a very TV movie, except for the fact that there's a Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
Inexplicably.
That's the thing, is that then there's just like inexplicably like really wild character choices and scenes and stuff out of nowhere. And also a lot of these setups for like really stereotypical moments just don't go anywhere. They just forget them. Like there's a lot of just, oh, should we remember to do anything with that? Nah. Like,
nah, that's boring.
So Snake Plissken is sleeping in the cabin with all the other loggers.
Camp. Yeah.
And he hears little Bigfoot outside of the cabin, jumps up out of bed, and immediately grabs a shotgun from their wall of guns.
Yeah, so all the loggers have rifles and shotguns and pistols and 6-shooters.
They're like sleeping with.
You were saying it was basically the basement in Tremors.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's correct, actually. There's more guns than there are chainsaws.
Mm-hmm. And he runs outside and just starts blasting into the woods in the middle of the night with, like, no depth perception. This is Snake Plissken. This dude ain't gonna shoot shit. He's got one
eye, yeah. Yeah, it's funny because he keeps, like, aiming with the one eye that's eye-patched.
Yes. And in the dark.
In the dark. It's great.
He wings little Bigfoot's mom.
Yeah, he's blasting at little Bigfoot. The mom shows up to try and protect baby Bigfoot, little Bigfoot, and then gets blasted.
Yeah.
And it's like the RoboCop scene where they're like, blam, bam, blam, blam.
What's great is he starts screaming, there's a bear, and all the other guys come out and they're like, oh wow, there's $1,000 bounty for anybody that kills a bear because our boss is a weird fucking creep who just likes killing animals. What the fuck?
Does.
Why would he have a bounty for bears? Why?
We find out later it's because if there are any protected animals on his logging land, then he has to shut down operation there.
I guess.
But at the beginning, it's just he's a fucker who likes to kill animals.
And I mean, some of that is like grizzlies would be protected, but like black bears wouldn't. Like, so it's like not all bears would be.
Yeah, but Snake has bad depth perception. It's night.
Real
you know?
weird.
It could be a kid in a coat. He would know. He'd blast at it.
Sure, but I'm just saying that it sounded like it
was.
was all bears. Like, it's just one of those things where he just loves fucking riddling animals with holes. It's just because he's a Captain Planet-ass villain.
So after they blast Mama Bigfoot in the, gut. This is a gut shot. This is you will bleed internally and die.
Yup.
The two Bigfoots run off into the woods. So then all the loggers get into their trucks.
Yeah, you'd think that would be the end of the scene. This is where this movie gets wild. Because, in a regular tropey film like this, it's like, okay, that's the end of the scene. Now Mama Bigfoot's injured, and then the kids find the Bigfoot and start spending time with him. Not in this movie. In this movie, they go way harder. Because like you said, they all jump into their trucks.
They all get into their trucks and they start doing, stunts down dirt roads at night. As all the Bigfoots the two Bigfoots keep jumping out of the woods into the road so that they can shoot them doing a cool road stunt.
Yes.
And then going back into the woods, and then another road. And this just keeps happening.
And all these loggers are, leaning out of the truck with one hand, and the other hand, holding a fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
I love that they're one-handing shotguns out of the side of moving vehicles.
It's still Snake with his bad eye, too.
Yes. That's
what's really funny.
Also,
and
Mullet Man.
But
Mullet
we're
Man
starting
is
to realize...
tragic.
We're starting to realize we maybe don't like Mullet Man.
Mullet Man...
as this keeps going on.
Mm-hmm.
So they start following after it. Aviators sees the little Bigfoot. And he's like, "That's no bear, man."
Yeah, he got the best line read for it. He sounds like he has taken the biggest rip off of a bum just before it.
Well, that's because Little B handed him his blunt. He's like, "Here you go, man."
I have to use that image for the front now. I have to. You edited that, and I have to do it now because. I'm stuck. What am I supposed to do? Nobody will know what we're talking about otherwise.
Hey, that's not a bear, man.
And then they eventually lose sight of the Bigfoots. And that's because they rolled the truck.
Yeah, I was going to say, they also, you're missing one of the important parts. They do this huge stunt where they, ramp the truck sideways off another truck and, spiral it through the air and down a
It's so over the top
embankment.
for what this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I would expect from a Death Wish.
It's kind of incredible. The guy walks out away from that crash. That he gets out of that crash and walks away uninjured is incredible. Yeah. That's also Mackenzie, who's played by Dawn Stroud, who I've seen before. He's got he's
is
actually
that the mustached guy?
He's the guy that has the lazy eye and stuff.
Oh, okay.
He's in Django Unchained. He's a character actor in 200 movies kind of thing. He has a very, very, very strong villain, nasty boy kind of look about him. He's a very grizzled type person.
That makes sense. But they miss out on the Bigfoot. Mullet is mad that he couldn't get his bear.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh man, I was trying to shoot that bear dead. Oh jeez."
What about my bear?
Forget about the bear. Oh, got away.
What the fuck? Yeah, and Snake Plissken's all, we need the bounty. I should be going after that bear. And Mackenzie goes, "All right, guys, listen, look at me. Everyone look at me. Environmentalists destroyed our truck, right? Right. We're not dipshits that did it in the middle of the night.
We're Captain Planet villains, right? We're gonna blame this on someone else.
We gotta, who do we blame? Environmentalists. It's gotta be them. It's those fuckers."
Cool.
All right.
And then it cuts from there back to the family getting to the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way there, Peyton, the little kid, the little boy, is playing on his Game Boy, which goes beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
Yes. After ripping the nastiest fart of all time.
Nastiest fart. I thought his brother was like joking. Oh man, you let out a bad fart. What the fuck, man? Like, like kids do.
Yes.
But no, he just let out a fucking rancid ass blast.
Yeah, because the mom's like, oh, Jesus Christ, that's so bad.
Mom, Peyton farted and man, it reeks.
Peter, just poke your head out the window for a minute.
Oh, Peyton, that's horrible.
Such a pig.
They make it a real point. This is
It's
the
a whole
nastiest
thing.
part of all time.
I don't know why. And then the older brother, Peter, throws out Peyton's Game Boy from the car. It breaks, and nobody goes to collect it. It's just a dead Game Boy.
Okay, it doesn't break. The back cover falls off, but that doesn't break. No Game Boy is breaking just from a simple fall out of a car. That
Game Boy is still good. They could stop and go get it.
Yeah, I was stunned. I'm like, how rich is this mom that she's not stopping to get the Game Boy?
Mom, Peter threw my Game Boy at the window.
He knocked it out of my hand.
It's so weird. So anyway, the loggers go then to Largo's mansion cabin.
Yeah, he's got some
his hunter cabin
that's got like dead animals all over it and stuff. Because again, Captain Planet villain, a big fireplace.
Your classic mansion on Zillow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very much a Zillow like hunter mansion.
And then Largo's clacking his balls,
as he does,
as usual, in front, full frontal ball clacking.
Gentlemen. They actually have a shot in this scene where three people are talking, and it's focused on them, but in the foreground, it just has his hand out, like in the bottom of the frame, rotating the balls the whole time, while like three other characters are talking, and you're like,
that was an artistic decision.
Man, they really loved that character choice. They were so in on it.
Mm-hmm. So Largo is trying to figure out what they saw in their chase. And also the head of the camp, Mackenzie, is like, no, it was environmentalists. We're not incompetent dickheads. Clearly.
Clearly we're not assholes driving around in the middle of the night with shotguns blasting for no reason.
Fuck environmentalists. So then Largo's like, look, I want you to go fucking kill that bear or whatever the hell you saw. We can't have those things on my land because then we can't log there.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a bonus, whatever. Just go fucking kill animals. But there is one man with a conscience.
Yes.
Turnbull, aka Aviators, is like, hey man, I can't just go killing fucking animal. I know I was trying last night in that cool car chase.
I mean, he doesn't have a gun. He doesn't have a gun in that one. He's just chasing it. He never shoots at the bears.
But everybody else is shooting at the bear. It's clear that is what is happening, right?
I guess, but I will say, like in those scenes, there's no one else in his truck, so the other people are trying to shoot it, but he's chasing it down with them. He grows a conscience anyway.
Right.
Like, and he's like, man, like, I don't know, these baby redwoods and now this shit, like, I think that you're a Captain Planet villain. I think I'm out.
And Largo's like, you're not out because I fired you.
Yes.
I'm so much cooler.
God, I also want to just say that there's another two characters in the scene that we didn't mention, which is that Largo always has this slimy lawyer with him.
Oh, yeah.
And they also set up, like, God, he's such like again, Captain Planet, like, G.I. Joe-ass villain, where it's like, you've got, like, Cobra Commander and Destro. Like, he's got, like, his little left-hand toady with him all the time. And also, his fail son.
Oh,
Vinny.
yeah, Junior.
Yeah.
Junior, yeah.
There's Vinny, who's... I wanted to mention him because he's part of one of the problems that I have with this movie about how it sets up a lot of tropey shit and then just dumps it. Because Vinny is all in on this. He's like, oh, hell yeah, we're going to go out and shoot some fucking endangered
killing
animals.
He loves dressing like hackers. He loves going to the midnight pre-release of the third Matrix movie.
Yeah, well, he's super into that. Yeah. He loves his designer drugs. Like,
He rents a boat on a lake that has the rental marina on it and acts like it's a yacht.
He's got his hair slicked back, and he's named Vinny, and he's always wearing these, like you said, like hacker glasses. Like he's got like the thin oval,
the slightly too small round glasses.
Yeah, it's oh god, like he looks like fucking Morpheus all the time. It's so good.
This man owns 2 swords.
Yes,
that he bought at 3 a.m. This keeps happening.
Gotta have at least one for each hand.
So we're introduced to them, and then Aviators gets fired.
Yes.
And then it cuts from there. There's a lot of just jumping around.
Mm-hmm.
But it cuts from there to our favorite character.
Yeah.
In the woods, looking in a bag full of something, and pulling out a hammer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is she doing? And you're like, I know exactly what the fuck she's doing.
I know what she's doing, and she fucking rules. I already love her. Because I noticed it wasn't just nothing in that bag. There was a bunch of nails. Big spikes. Not I mean nails. They're spikes. Like they were like 6-inch.
It's like climbing spikes is what it is, yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah, something like that. Because she's the hated environmentalist. Because what she's gonna do is she's gonna fucking spike those trees. Because fuck those logging assholes killing these protected trees.
Hammer now.
Oh, I know what she's doing. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know what she's doing, right?
So that if they use a chainsaw, it hits the nail, right?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. So I need to point out, by the way, we are not telling anybody to spike trees.
No.
However, this movie is, and it even tells you about the term spiking and exactly what it is and how to do it and why you do it.
Yeah. We're not saying that you should do any environmental terrorist crimes that would stop horrible logging companies from destroying protected forests.
But if you were to look up spiking in this film, it would tell you that you can put spikes into trees with hammers, and then when they try to log that tree, it breaks their chainsaw.
Yeah, we're just saying that if you were to want to do that kind of thing, that Little Bigfoot would be instructional in doing that, and that Little Bigfoot is a very fun movie to watch, so you could watch it if you wanted to.
It's Little Bigfoot that has this topic.
Yep.
Careful, Peyton. There's a creek not too far to your left.
How do you know that?
I'm up here all the time, mostly at night.
Doing what?
Spiking trees, pouring sugar in bulldozer tanks, but spiking mostly.
What's spiking?
Well, you hammer a steel spike into a tree trunk, and it doesn't kill the tree, but it makes it worthless as lumber.
So she's spiking these trees, and she gets caught by the loggers, and this is why this movie kicks ass, is because yes, it forgets all of its, like, plot lines all the time, but the one thing it doesn't forget is that every scene needs to end in a goddamn chase. Because she jumps into her truck, or Jeep, and all of the loggers jump into trucks again and start doing stunts, one-handed leaning out of it, shooting shotguns with one hand again,
chase.
Just the whole thing. And they're immediately like, Mullet Man has done the whole heel turn. Because now Mullet Man is firing a gun at her for, like, what? Because she was on their property? They don't even know that she was spiking.
They don't know if
100%.
she did anything yet. Yeah. They're just blasting
They
at
just
her.
see her there, and they immediately start trying to fucking blow her away.
I think it's because she raised too many stars, and at a certain point, they just start bringing out the heavy guns. You know? Like, you have to keep your environmental terrorism low.
Yeah. Those star levels can't get too high.
Star levels.
So I don't know the rate of inflation since 97. I was around during that time. Was it a lot more than I thought? Because I feel like $1,000 and overtime isn't enough to implicate yourself in murder cover-ups for your boss.
I'm not big into logging. I know, like, they do the log roll thing. They like doing that. They like going down the river with a pole.
Burling down and down the white water. I'm Canadian, I know this.
Down the white water. Yeah, see, you can't just say that around a Canadian because it activates them.
I am activated, correct? I knew where you were going. God, it's in my head. It's looping.
For he goes burning down and down white water. That's where the log driver learns to step lightly. It's burning down and down white water. The log driver's waltz pleases girls completely.
But maybe they do murder too. That might be in the Canadian songs? I haven't heard in the American ones, but
it's not. Canadians don't have that many guns. A lot of guns.
Maybe I'm just not in the right area to have heard this great tale of all the loggers packing heat. Anyways, so she gets away by flipping over all their cars. Well, and by that I mean they're terrible at driving, and she kicks ass.
That, and also when she gets to the line of the federal park.
That's what it was.
Yes, you forgot about this. I'm like,
it's video game ass.
They're
shit.
like fucking vampires or something, because loggers, as you know, if they go onto federal parkland, immediately burst into flame and die. They are on their own property. They're on Largo's property where he's logging. And so she's trespassing. The minute that she crosses a line, it's got a sign that says, like, now entering San Bernardino Federal Park.
National Forest.
Yeah. And she crosses that and they go, oh my god! And like pull out like this big spin to like slide
flip
their
the
truck
car,
and almost flip and like,
geez,
holy shit, we can't go in there. That's federal land. It's like, you were shooting guns at her 2 seconds ago.
Funny.
You were going to murder her. And now it's like, whoa, I don't want charges, though, for going on.
We can murder her on private land, but the moment we hit federal national forest land, it's over. You don't want to mess with fucking park rangers.
It's so fucking weird.
God. So then it cuts from there to the mom driving in the car, and she almost runs into little Bigfoot because she's not paying attention to the road.
Because her kids are screaming in the back, doing shit.
Yep. And the kids see little Bigfoot for the first time. So they're like, it wasn't a bear, it was a little Bigfoot. That's the movie title, Mom.
Mom, it's the little Bigfoot. They also, this is a prime example of where this movie gets the tropes, but not like why they exist or how to put them into plot. Because she slams on the brakes and like does a donut off the road into the ditch. And the first line that you hear after that is the daughter going, Mom, are we there yet? And it's like, what? What? Now's when you say what?
Now's the line?
Why is that the line here? Who would say that?
But because she almost hit little Bigfoot in the car, again, a dog movie, then the kids later on are like, we need to go look for little Bigfoot in the woods at night, alone, so that Mom doesn't see us.
These kids are such little shitheads. They are constantly just being the worst. I love them.
But they go out at night, they see little Bigfoot using their giant, like, cop nightstick, like, torch.
Flashlight, yeah. They have this huge flashlight. I'm sure that what it was is in the logger cabin, we saw the loggers had them earlier. And I think that they were just like, they bought a dozen of those kinds of flashlights. And they went, all right, these are the flashlights that we'll use for the movie. And they just didn't bother to think, okay, loggers could have those, but
this is not the type of flashlight a kid would just have in the woods.
Yeah, a 9-year-old would not have this. This is not the same flashlight.
This is like you see little Bigfoot, you bash him over the head type of flashlight.
Correct.
Right? Like,
yeah.
But little Bigfoot gets scared off, and then the loggers show up and abduct the children for some reason.
Captain Planet villain, that's why.
In the woods, and they take them back to Largo's mansion as he's clacking his balls again. He loves clacking his balls.
Oh, hey, children, have you seen my balls?
Have you seen my balls? What about any animals? Oh, it's so weird that you got lost in the woods.
Yeah.
We didn't get lost. We knew exactly where we were going. Oh, so you were trespassing, you little fucks.
Yeah, he's constantly doing the like, oh, I won't press charges this time, even though I could. He's such a passive-aggressive fucker.
Yeah. But it keeps cutting back to the kids with milk mustaches, which like undercuts the whole scene.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know what that's about.
They didn't even show them drinking milk, right?
Like they should have had him like bring out like milk and cookies, and they were eating.
Yeah.
And this really like nice scene, and then it turns into a tense interrogation.
I think that was thinking what they thought, but
I think they were trying to do that. I'm thinking like the Inglourious Bastards interrogation scene that actually is really tense. in that movie where there's like people hiding under the floors and he's just trying to be nice and like.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the feel they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're trying to have this feel of he's putting on a nice face, but is a fucker underneath. But he's just a fucker, and he's obviously a fucker, and they also don't do... Like I said, they don't even have milk for the kids. It just shows them with milk mustaches, and we're like, wait, why do they have milk mustaches? Like,
yeah,
it feels really like they chopped out that scene. It's very weird.
And then the sheriff shows up, who had originally pulled over the mom because she had a broken exhaust from almost running over little Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I think is what it was. And he shows up. He picks up the kids. Largo like threatens them in front of the cop, and the cop's like, "Wow, I love you, Largo. Threatening's so cool."
Nothing I can do about this. I'm just a simple police officer.
Oh boy, I wish I could do something as a little cop.
I got no power or authority to do anything to stop this grown adult from menacing these children. Anyway,
so then he takes he takes the kids back home, and that's when Mom gets introduced to new dad.
Yeah, well, because she already had been about the ticket.
Again,
she's
but
very
now it's like
obviously hot for new dad, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my god, we should have dinner.
Yeah. Oh, you're bringing my children back because I lost them again because they're such little shitheads?
Because this keeps happening.
Yeah, it happens to her incessantly.
And then the next day, Largo shows up at the vet's office. And he's like, hey, I got an animal for you to look at out back. Oh, cool. Let me look. That's just a dead deer you fucking shot and stuck to your vehicle, man. What the hell are you doing?
They also make a point that he, like, didn't just shoot the deer. He annihilated it with, like, shotguns.
He shot it 5 times.
She's like, that thing was shot at least 5 times. He's like, sure fucking was. I'm a fucker.
That's not a trophy deer. That's not a for meat deer. That's just a I want to kill a deer.
Yep. Yeah. This guy is
up.
so Captain Planet villain. It's amazing.
Yeah. And anyway, so he intimidates the vet and then leaves and says, hey, if you get on my property again, you're going to be like that deer. I mean, I'm going to prosecute you.
Wink, wink.
And then immediately after that, the kids show up. And they're talking to the vet. The vet, by the way, Lanya.
Yes.
Who is also our environmentalist.
Is the environmentalist.
I forgot to mention that she is a literal Baywatch babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kelly Packard is the actor.
I knew that, yeah.
And if she wants my number...
I'm married, but I informed my wife that there is an unfortunate problem if she...
Because everything she does in this movie, whew.
Unfortunately, she's probably not like that in real life. But man, if you are Kelly Packard, if you're listening to this, which we know you are, and you're
Clearly.
all like this environmentalist vet lady, please, you can send us an email. We have a Patreon. You can go to Rough Cuts Cast, or you can find us on social media. Rough Cuts Cast at Blue Sky.
She's talking to the kids, and she's like, "Man, that guy's a real piece of shit. We should go do crime." And the kids are like, oh, wow, yeah, that does seem pretty good, but isn't crime bad? Well, sometimes. But not this time.
There's some good crime.
God, I really wish I had some help to do some crime.
Yeah, and the older brother is like, I don't know, I don't think that we should be doing any crime. But he's like obviously very into her, because
he's into her. And also the other 2 kids, Peyton and Maggie, are both like, oh my god, crime? I love crime.
Yeah, and the older brother's like, whoa, crime doesn't sound so great, but she is really good looking. And she goes, oh, you don't like crime? What are you, some kind of fucking wimp? And he's like,
what, does your mom control your whole life?
Yes!
You fucking loser.
She just fucking immediately starts dunking on him for not liking crime enough. And he's like, well, fuck, fine, I guess I like crime. Don't stop making fun of me.
And they go out into the woods, and she explains spiking in incredible detail and exactly how to do it, where and why, and where to pick up materials.
Yes. This movie is very much done by somebody who believes in these things, and I do appreciate that from them.
Yep, and then as they're talking, they're like, there's a bear or a small cougar or something that the kids saw. And the kids are like, it's not a bear, it's Bilbo. And that's when we first get the introduction to them calling the little Bigfoot Bilbo Baggins.
And it's specifically Maggie, like the 6-year-old.
The 6-year-old has read The Hobbit, is what we're getting.
I guess?
This is 97, so this is pre-Hobbit, pre-Lord of the Rings movies, I think.
At
least,
no,
right?
like the animated ones, though.
Oh, the animated. They might have watched the 80s movies.
They could have watched, I was going to say, like way before the Peter Jackson ones, yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was very popular back then, but
maybe. But it's possible. I mean, you still have, maybe she's a big fan of Leonard Nimoy. Bilbo,
maybe, yeah.
Bilbo Baggins.
He lives in a hobbit hole and everybody knows him, Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall.
It's true. It's true. So she's like, no, Bilbo's not an animal. He's a hobbit.
Yes. Yes, like just to make sure that you didn't mishear this. No, she's very into hobbits. It's
very specifically that Bilbo.
Well, animals don't run on schedules, Peyton.
Bilbo's not an animal. He's a hobbit.
Well, whatever it is, it's a creature that needs our help to survive.
I feel like the writer is kind of the raddest person ever, where they're like, I'm an environmentalist that loves Bilbo Baggins, and I want everyone to do an environmental crime.
And then Lanya's like, we need to get photos of the loggers doing things illegally, like cutting down small trees. So I'm going to go into the woods in my Jeep, and I'm going to get a photo. And you fucking wuss, Peter, you goddamn jackass idiot, you mama's boy, you're coming with me. We're doing fucking crime.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh god. There's also in between all of this, I do want to set up something where, like, because I keep on saying they do setups for tropes and then don't necessarily always pay them off. And one of the examples is they see Vinny at one point too, because Peyton.
Oh yeah.
Not Peyton, the older brother, Peter is outside and he's like, man, this place sucks. And then he sees like some hot babes down on a boat and stuff, and it's like, well, maybe not. And it's Vinny with, like, his girlfriend, and he's like, oh, that dude's a dweeb, I'm the rich guy, and he's, like, acting like the total fail-son rich kid that he is. And you're like, oh, okay, well, they're setting up this trope where, Peter's gonna have this rivalry with Vinny, and there's gonna be a whole thing, and...
No.
There's nothing else. Vinny basically never appears in this movie, except for, like, he's in
He shows up at the vet's office before... his dad comes to threaten her.
Yes, to hit on her.
And he's hitting on her, and she's like, are you going hunting later today? Yes? Get the fuck out of my vet's office.
Yeah, like, she just fucking hates his ass. And and he's a piece of shit. Like, they make it... One of the scenes that introduces him is him playing tennis with his girlfriend, beating her, and then being like, yeah! Fuck yeah! I'm the greatest! Fucking A! And she's like, okay. And he's like, oh, you did good too. And then walks away with her. Like, it's just... Yeah. It's so good. Like, they set him up as such a piece of shit. And they give him 0 redemption arc. It's really weird what they do with his character.
Well, I'm glad he won't ever be redeemed.
Yeah.
So, now we're on to them on logging property. Their secret plan to get sneaky photos of the loggers is to go behind a boulder that's within 5 feet of them.
Yes.
Poke their head up top of the boulder in clear view, holding a camera. This is very New York Ninja style.
Yes.
I gotta point out. And then they get immediately caught. All the loggers grab their guns. Mm-hmm. All the loggers pile into their trucks for the 3rd time.
It's fucking chase time, baby! It's been 10 minutes. This movie's gotta have another chase.
So they're going down the roads. They're making turns. They're doing cool tricks.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter's like, man, I don't know. Maybe we should just stop. Like, this whole crime chase thing is so not my thing.
Yeah. Fucking
and she's like, grow a fucking pair.
God damn it. What is wrong with you?
Here, take these. And she, like, hands spikes into his hand.
Yeah.
And he's like, what am I supposed to do with these? Oh, you'll know.
Throw it out the window, fuck up their trucks. They have some real stunts in this movie, too. Like, they flipped over that truck, and then... Is it this one where it has the lake?
This one.
This one
There's
has the
the
lake,
truck
right?
that, goes off a ramp at an angle, does a twist, and then goes into a lake.
Yeah, and and more than that, the guys are leaning out the windows.
Yep.
Because they always are. And so it actually has them bail from the truck as it's hitting the lake. And they both, like, two stuntmen jump out of the sides of this truck to jump into the lake as it's flying.
Shit.
It's fucking rad. This movie rules sometimes.
Yeah. I think this is also where Maggie and Peyton are wandering around with little Bigfoot randomly in the background.
Yeah, this is where, well, they go into the woods, and they had seen little Bigfoot when they almost hit him with the truck. And then it just has Peyton and Maggie walking through the woods going, Bilbo, where's Bilbo? Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins. And they're calling him out. And he just walks up to them, and he's like, hey, what's up, Bilbo? And he, like, goes to, like, shake his hand, and then it just cuts from that. It's just...
No, he wasn't shaking his hand. That was Bilbo handing them...
oh, yeah, he's always passing.
A joint.
Sure.
Yeah, he was passing. He's like, oh, hey,
Bilbo's always
waiting
sharing.
For you. Thanks, man.
That Hobbit tobacco is real good shit.
Bilbo does weed. We already know that this is accurate.
But it's super weird, because it's just... They've never seen this animal before. They've never interacted with him. They see him in the woods, and he just, like, walks up to them and goes, hey, yeah, I'm Bigfoot. And they go, oh, cool, it's Bigfoot. Hey, you want to come hang out? Yeah.
I don't remember the context. There was some scene where they're, like, running away from the loggers. I think Peyton might have got caught on his bike.
Yes, he fell off his bike in the town at one point.
And then he was also just biking in the woods during this chase scene, for some reason. I don't remember why.
Yeah, there's some disjointed shit.
But him and Maggie get caught almost, and then Maggie's like, I'm scared. Don't worry, I'll do it on my own. I'll go save us. I'll give a distraction. If they shoot me with their guns, that's good.
Yes,
I like getting blasted with rifle fire.
I'll help Lanya and Peter escape. Well, I'm scared. Well, no, but I'll do it. I'm scared. No, but you don't understand. Just stay here. I'm scared. She just doesn't,
it just keeps cutting back to her saying, I'm scared, over and over again, with no other context or dialogue, or it's the weirdest scene.
I've got to stay here. Peyton, I'm scared. I've got to go. I've got to create a diversion. Peyton, I'm scared. If I don't go, they're going to get Peter and Lanya. I'm scared, Peyton. Max will be here. He'll take care of you. But Peyton... I'll come back for you. I promise.
It's fairly accurate, I guess, to like a 5 or 6 year old, but it's very weird for this movie.
Yeah, and anyways, they get away eventually. They find Bilbo by just saying, where's Bilbo? Oh, there he is.
Oh, hey.
That's Bilbo. Hey, what's up, Bilbo?
Nobody ever went into the woods. This is why you don't find Bigfoot, is because you don't go into the woods and say, hey man, Bigfoot, do you want to come out? Because he'd come out. He's a cool guy. He'd just say hi.
Yeah. He'll
chill like that, you know?
Yeah, but Bilbo, like, wanders around with them, and he's like, hey, look at this cool thing I found. And it's a fucking dead bear.
Yes.
With a knife still in it.
Knife in it.
Like somebody stabbed the bear, and then just like, I'll leave the knife so that the mother bear knows not to fuck with us.
Yeah, because there's all the talk about how the loggers are out killing all the protected bears to save the operation.
Why are they leaving the knife in the body?
And, like, not burying it. They just leave it there, but with, like, a knife. And it's like, we're not talking about, like, a little knife. We're talking, like, it's almost a machete. It's like this
it's huge
fucking knife in the back of this bear.
And then Maggie's like, cool, and pulls out her disposable camera that she has now. It takes a picture of it.
Starts taking crime scene photos.
Wow, sick. Thanks, Bilbo.
Man, Bilbo takes the raddest places.
God. So then the
man, I need some of that Bigfoot weed.
The two criminals get caught. By criminals, I mean cool environmentalists.
Yes.
All the loggers are pointing rifles at them with guns drawn, hands on the trigger, ready to blast at any moment.
Yeah. These very cool eco-terrorists that we do not endorse in any way on our podcast, just because they're not very cool
Googling
and
spiking.
Really awesome.
Because the movie already tells you what it is. You don't need to Google it.
You don't have to Google it. You can just check out the movie.
Anyway, so they get caught. Largo talks to them and threatens them. And then he shows back up at the cabin with the mom and the sheriff having dinner.
Well, wait a second. This is also, they get her camera from her.
Yes, they steal her camera.
Right when they do this, because the lawyer is there when they get them, like, surrounded with guns. And he goes, give me your camera. She goes, okay. And fucking smashes his goddamn face in with it.
She fucking punches him in the face with the camera. She's so good.
You want to give me your camera, Miss Sheffer?
No.
See, this shit... Fuck yeah! God damn it, Mullet. You...
Jesus Christ. What the fuck, Mullet? This dude was supposed to be cool. And instead they made the sheriff cool. Ugh. We do not endorse these environmental terrorist crimes. Definitely not. Don't.
Anyway, so he shows up at night. He's like, hey, by the way, I have something I need to show you two. It's very important. We caught some criminals on our land. They were destroying our vehicles. Definitely not us being incompetent dumbasses having a third car chase in this movie.
Shooting guns out the windows in town. Like, they're like chasing them through. When they go into the lake, there's other people at the shore.
Oh yeah, like they're a danger to other people.
Yeah,
yeah. Anyway, so he's like, by the way, your son was here too. I'm not going to press charges against him, but I am going to press charges against this veterinarian.
I've just said so many times that she can't do this. Like, but I have to. You've just forced my hand. I can't not.
And Sheriff's like, well, I mean, you can go do that, but the cops are also gonna have to look into your business if you do that.
Yeah, if you start poking around, maybe somebody has to poke around your property too and find out if you've been doing anything illegal. If there's an investigation, do you really want that?
So then Largo threatens the cop.
Yes, like very directly.
And the cop's like, that was cool.
I can't do anything about that. I'm just a poor widow.
I'm just a widow cop. Oh, what am I gonna do? I got no power.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that happens. The next day, I guess the kids are like, we need to go save Bilbo because they're sending out all the people. They see the loggers go out in trucks. Because Largo has had enough of this shit and is like, just fucking shoot that goddamn Bigfoot.
Just shoot everything in the woods. Just kill all of it.
Just kill all animals. I'm over this. And so they see the loggers going out in their trucks at night. And they're like, we need to sneak out too. And Peter's like, no, I'll do it.
Yes.
And their mom has watched them sneak out multiple times now. And it's like, if you sneak out again...
They keep on doing it behind your back.
She is oblivious, but it's happened multiple times. So she shows up, she's like, go to bed, stop sneaking out. I'm going to drink this whole bottle of wine and pass out on the couch, okay?
And
you better not leave.
Better stay inside.
So then all the kids leave, I guess.
I want to point out my favorite parts of this. So like she is blackout drunk, I guess.
Yes.
He comes down the stairs and he even touches her when she's sleeping on the couch to check that she's sleeping.
This is like the loudest staircase ever.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, and he even touches her shoulder and like checks that she's sleeping, and she just like. So she is fucking blackout drunk. My favorite part though of that whole thing is. This is her final scene. This is where
she's out of the movie. She never shows up
never introduce her again. It's so good.
So then, after the older son leaves, he goes to meet up with, I guess, Lanya.
Yeah.
To do more crime. Then Peyton and Maggie leave, and they do more crime, but in a different way, because now they're also carjackers.
Yes.
They steal a car from the logging camp, like a truck, that had the keys left in it, because they're dumb as shit.
This 9-year-old.
And now we're on car chase number
than his older brother.
Car chase number 4.
Mm-hmm.
In this truck, we got a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old. We have a 5-year-old. We have a dog, and also little Bigfoot's there. He's doing crime too.
Yeah, we have the dog Max.
Mm-hmm. So they do crime. They, I guess, distract the loggers is the goal here. And then
I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know why. They just wanted another car chase.
Yes.
But they eventually lose them. Little Bigfoot takes them to their piss cave, where the mom is dying and bleeding with a gut shot wound.
For like 3 days now, she's been dying in this fucking piss cave.
And then they're like, well, we can't let the loggers find them here. We're going to have to create a distraction with them pointing their guns at us. I'm going to put on this costume that looks like a little Bigfoot so they don't shoot me.
Yeah. That'll draw their attention, but they won't shoot me. They'll know I'm a child, right?
But
right?
little Bigfoot won't leave them alone because they're friends now. Also, like, by the way, during the scene in the piss cave, Maggie is like handing food to the mom who's like, "Oh, I'm dying. I'm a wild animal.
Oh my god, please don't come near me."
And then Maggie's like putting her finger in the wound.
Yes.
And shit. And it's like,
Hey, does this hurt?
kid, I'll eat your fucking face off, kid.
Don't do this to wild animals.
God. So then they distract the loggers by like making noise and leading them away from Piss Cave.
Mm-hmm.
After telling Little Bigfoot to get the fuck out of here, Little Bigfoot. I hate you. You're a piece of shit. I never want to see you
rocks
again.
And stuff at it. And this is what I mean. Like, they don't get the tropes because, man, these kids have met Little Bigfoot for 5 minutes of this fucking film. They've done nothing.
They barely know Little Bigfoot, yeah.
Like, Little Bigfoot would run away from them if they made a loud noise. But he's just, like, throwing pine cones at them and all this shit. Yeah.
Bilbo, go! Go, they're gonna get you, go! Don't you see they're coming after you? They're gonna kill you! They're gonna kill you, Bilbo! Get out of here! They're coming, they're gonna kill you! Get out of here, come on! I hate you! Get out of here! Get out, I hate you! I hate you, Bilbo, I hate you!
I'll miss you.
Bye, Bilbo, I love you!
But the kids get caught. That's the important thing. As they get caught, there's a noise in the distance, and we hear Little Bigfoot going, "Ugh!
Oh my
this
god.
little fucking pervert
Cuts Little Bigfoot.
is just jorking it in the woods."
I can't. You're giving me all of these, like, oh, here, Little Bigfoot's got a blunt and showing you the picture of Little Bigfoot looking high as shit with a blunt in front of him. But then you're now showing me, like, the still that you went back. You played this at 0.5 speed because we just had to. They have the, like, suit actor lean over and look at the foot. Is what the idea is.
I think he's supposed to be, like, jiggling the chain.
And he's supposed to be
or
trying to,
something.
like, jiggling his foot out. But they only shoot from, like,
it's waist up,
chest. It's more like chest up, even, so that you can only see a little bit, and so you're seeing this like Little Bigfoot face thrusting forward as it's making what's
grunting
maybe
noises?
supposed to be agonized face and grunting noises, and it's. This rubber suit is terrible, and it's not doing them any favors here because it's just fantastic.
Yeah. So then Mullet hears this and
He
goes
got
after it
caught in that
with
trap
with a gun as Little Bigfoot keeps trying to jork it. And Largo's like, "Oh, you found him? Fucking kill him execution style. Put his head on the curb."
Yes.
It's like, okay.
Stomp that little fucker.
We hear a gunshot, and then somebody walks out with a gun, and that's right. It's the sheriff who shot the dog for us, thankfully. Whew, close. That was a close one.
Oh, I only have power to shoot dogs, sorry.
Yeah, he walks out, he's like, "Don't worry, I always knew Bigfoot was real, and also you're all arrested."
Yes, yeah. So he saves the day. Just
Well,
total Deus Ex cop.
But why is he there? And also, he just says, "I knew Bigfoot was real 5 years ago. I just didn't want to tell you."
Yes.
And let's never speak of this again.
Look up there. On top of that rock. Did I tell you that I saw one once? Yeah, about 5 years ago up at Shaver Lake. Tell you what. Let's make a deal right now. 3 of us right here. We'll keep this our secret. Deal?
Deal. Deal.
Bigfoot's our secret.
And if you tell anyone, I will fucking kill you.
Kids, just want you to know, I'm gonna shoot you like a dog if you talk about Bigfoot.
And then that's how the movie ends. The mom never gets
Mom never
reintroduced.
comes back.
We never resolve anything, really. I mean, I guess it's resolved, but not really. Lanya doesn't do anything to, like...
Side stuff is weird, because, like, there's a brief moment of Vinny, the fail son, who has been going around hunting and stuff the whole movie, and being just a general dickhead, but he's only been in, like, 5-6 scenes or something. And in every one of them, he's just this rich fail son asshole, exactly like his dad. And then right at the end, his dad's like, we should go out and kill all the Bigfoot and everything everywhere. And he goes, wait, I don't think we should do that. Are we the bad guys?
Are we the bad guys? Wait.
And it's like, wait, what? Where did this come from? And then that's his last scene. He just says that.
He never does anything heroic.
No.
He's just like, maybe this guy is a dick.
Well, and why would he suddenly change his mind? He's been as big a dick or worse than his dad. It just makes no sense.
It should have been him with the gun pointing at little Bigfoot at the end, not Mullet Man.
Yeah,
right.
And then he should have
because he showed a scene earlier where he had that moment where he was going to shoot a deer. He's like, I can't shoot a deer. So they should have been the same thing where the dad like goads him into doing it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but I can't. It's a little Bigfoot.
Yeah, like they needed to do.
And the dad like grabs the gun. I'll do it. Like something like that. Like
yeah, exactly. That would be more what you'd expect from this style of movie. That being said, I don't think that I can fault them for not going that tropey because God, that's been done so fucking much.
Yeah.
And B, they just used it to shove in more car chases everywhere, so I'm fine. Like, that was way more fun to watch the big stunts than to watch, like, Vinny have a redemption arc, or, Peter, the son, to go around and, like, try and take his girlfriend or whatever they set up the beginning. I don't want to see that shit. I didn't want to see them, like, dress little Bigfoot up in costumes and drag him through town. I'd much rather see, like, this environmentalist...
you'd rather see little Bigfoot jorking it.
I would rather see environmentalist lady run them on another, like, gun-toting, chase-flipping trucks and then smashing their face in with a camera.
I meant that Lanya didn't get to do some martial arts against them at the end or something, right?
She did martial arts against them at the beginning. I forgot to mention that.
I know,
like,
she did that. Yeah.
When she's spiking the trees, they go over to grab her, and she overpowers two of the loggers, like smashing them in the trees with judo throws, and then jumps into her truck. I forgot about that now that you mentioned it.
They set her up for that, and she doesn't do it at the end. And I'm like,
she's a goddamn, like, MMA environmentalist, veterinarian. Like, she's a fucking superhero. Holy shit.
Anyway, that's Little Bigfoot. Okay, let's rate the dogs.
Yes. Gotta rate these doggies.
Now, you said there were 4 dogs, so I want you to list off those dogs.
Okay, there's Max, who is like a golden retriever that follows the kids around. Who was Max's owner? Was it
Maggie?
But it's not in the car with them, is it?
No, Max is in the car during the chase scene where Peyton, Maggie...
Sure, but like when they're going out into the wilderness. I don't think that he's with them on the... Because like there's...
Oh, like when they drive in originally? No, they did not show the dog, but it is their dog because he's there at their house earlier.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're right.
They just didn't show him in the car with like the kid farting for some reason.
Okay, yeah, so there's Max. There's a dog in the logging camp that they have.
Yep. Random dog. That dog's pretty cool.
Just rando dog. And then there is, of course, my homeboy Little B and his mom.
Yep.
4 dogs.
Two more, that's 4 dogs. That's correct.
That's 4 dogs.
That is the correct amount of dogs.
I paid attention to this movie. I watched Little Bigfoot with care and attention because this movie was not boring.
And you were taking notes about specific things.
Absolutely not.
And all right, Max. Max is a funny dog. Max follows them around. Max never does anything. It's just inconsequential to every scene he is in.
Yeah, what a great boy. 12 out of 10. I love Max. All dogs should be inconsequential.
Did nothing wrong
And get pats.
Yeah, did nothing wrong. Logging
never
Dog,
got hit by a car. Never got like shot at. Love Max. Love that.
I feel like Logging Dog also grabbed a rifle during the car chases and
absolutely.
ran in. I'm not feeling that up on Logging Dog.
No.
I'm going to have to give that dog at least a 7 out of 10, which is pretty low. I know we're going to get some hate for this, but you can't have a dog that goes around like just shooting at people until they reach national forest land.
Hating environmentalists. Yeah, this dog can't enter a national forest, and that's a big mark against it.
Yeah, no, can't go hiking with this dog. 0. I'm going to lower it to 0. 0.
Yikes. Yeah.
No hiking.
No hiking, that's a pass for me.
We have Mama Bigfoot, who gets shot in the gut, spends the whole movie just making grunting noises.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna give it a out of 10.
And then rolls around in piss cave.
Yeah.
I would give Mama Bigfoot a has to smell awful.
Oh my god.
Out of 10.
Oh
no,
god,
thank
the
you.
smell of Mama Bigfoot at the end of this movie.
Absolutely not.
Oh.
And then we got our boy Bilbo.
We got Bilbo.
He's a hobbit. I would give Bilbo a would pass you some of the best stuff you've ever smoked. Out of 10.
All I'm saying is I have to rate a Little Bigfoot a will fix me out of 10 because I'm pretty sure that smoking Bigfoot weed would fix me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And thank you everyone, by the way, for listening to our podcast.
I've had that strain by my bud tender before though. They have recommended some Bigfoot stank.
Oh, I see. You can support us on Patreon.
We're Rough Cuts on Patreon.
Rough Cuts. You can email us.
roughcutscast@gmail.com.
You can talk to us on Blue Sky. Yes. I guess. Rest in peace, co-host.
Rest in peace, co-hosts. We are Rough Cuts on Blue Sky still.
Yep. And if you are a veterinarian environmentalist who does crime
and karate
against loggers and karate, you can call us.
Here's my personal phone number. Do not bleep this out, boy, because I know you're editing this one. It's
Exactly.
Thank you.
No, that's it. That's the right number. Anyways, yeah, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week where we finally got off the nasty, horrible adult humor bullshit train.
We had a couple of those, yeah.
We're back to some family entertainment. Finally.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the next movie? Oh, fucking!
What is the next movie? What was it that you said? Oh, god damn it, right.
Yo, I had a jalapeno bago.
Bago?
A bago.
I love a bago.
Gotta
get... Good old bago is like right up my alley. Every morning I can have jalapeno bago.
A
bago.
Anyway,
you're being very fancy. Just, a bago.
I started saying
traditionally.
I started saying jalapeno, and then in my head I'm like, God, it'd be funny if I said jalapeno.
And instead you came with bago.
Yeah.
God damn, dude, like.
God damn it.
Like I said, like, literally, you're doing the, like, no, it's traditionally pronounced bagu.
It's bouquet, it's not bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But they're dogs. Just dogs.